So my name is Ashley Vodics, and my husband is originally from Hungary. He's a proud Hungarian, but now American. We have 3 beautiful daughters now. Grace is 10, Sophie is 8, and Olivia is 5. So when I was 15 weeks pregnant, I found out through a blood test at my doctor's office that Olivia was going to have Down syndrome. And I remember I immediately started crying. And unfortunately, my first thought in my mind was, what did I do wrong? And I asked that out loud. I said to him, what did I do wrong? And he was just like, you did absolutely nothing wrong. And as soon as I asked it, I felt bad that I asked it. And then I realized, it was like God's truth just started flooding in my mind. And all these verses, I had actually had a friend the year before that had a child with Down syndrome. And I remember praying all these verses. And one of them being Psalm 139, where it talks about how we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that he knit us together in our mother's womb. And so I knew, just sitting there in that doctor's office, that God was knitting her together. This was not a punishment from God, but that this was a way for God to get glory from my child's life, and from my life even. And so the doctor told me, I need to tell you what your options are. And I said, no, you don't. This is God's plan for my child. And he has a plan for people with Down syndrome too. And so I left that appointment. I called my husband and I said, hey, our little girl's gonna have Down syndrome. And he said, you know what, it's okay. He's like, we're gonna love her just the way we love the other girls, and we are going to treat her just the way we do the other girls. And then from there, that happened at the Ackworth Health Park. I walked across the parking lot to Cedarcrest to women's Bible study. It was an hour after my appointment. And Cynthia Ray was outside. She greeted me, and I told her, I said, hey, I just got this really big news, and shared with her, and she said, okay. And she started praying for me. And then my Bible study lady started praying for me. And it was just amazing to see how God really took care of me from the moment I got that news, and surrounded me with support from my husband, from my church, from the ladies in my group. And it was just amazing to see his faithfulness. When I look back on it now, it just really is incredible how he provided for me. There's so much I love about being a mom. I think one of the best things right now with the age of my older 2 girls, they're 8 and 10, they're just asking so many questions about life right now. And so just being able to help them process those questions, that's really fun for me. Recently, my middle daughter, she was really afraid one night because there were some storms coming through, and she was having a hard time going to sleep. And I told her, I was like, look, I know how you feel, that you feel scared. But the reality is that God is with you, and you are in a safe home, and mom and dad would not leave you in your bedroom if we didn't think you were safe. And I said, you have to tell yourself what's true when you feel this fear. And she looked at me and she was like, Mom, that really helped. It really helped. And it hit me because I wasn't expecting her to say that. But when she said that, it really helped me see, it's never going to go bad when I point them to Jesus. So that's always encouraging to me. I think being a mom just means that you need to be dependent on Jesus, because I really don't know how you would do it without him. I would just say on this Mother's Day, regardless of where you are in the room, whether you're a mom or whether you are a mom in waiting, you hope to be a mom one day, or maybe you're an adopted mom, maybe you fill the role as a mom but you're not technically a mom. Wherever you are, Jesus loves you, and he wants to meet you right where you are. He cares about you, he sees you, he knows you by name. He knows the number of hairs you have on your head. So just remember that today, how much he cares for you.